Hey, I'm Steve from Within the Ruins, and this is Brutal Planet.
Hello, this is Ron Bumblefoot Thal of Sons of Apollo, and welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
This is Mike Howe from Metal Church, and welcome to Brutal Planet.
This is Livia Graham from Livescene, and welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
This is Hulk Hoffman of Video. Welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
And this is JD from Zyra, and welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
Hey, this is Nick Reese from Joyous Wolf, and this is Brutal Planet Magazine.
We are Thunder Mother, and welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
Tom Banglund here. Just want to welcome you guys to Brutal Planet Magazine.
Kevin from the Heavy Metal Shop. Welcome to Brutal Planet. Hello, Metalheads. My name is Patrick Johansson, known from Lions Hair and Outdoors. Welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
Greetings and salutations, Brutal Planet. We are live today with Phil Donay from the band Mavis, live from Germany, actually. How you doing, Phil?
Yes. Yeah, thanks for having me and for having my band on this wonderful magazine or podcast, I should say. We're from Germany, and really glad that it's working now. Yeah.
Yeah, we no one else saw the technical issues we were having getting on, so that was all behind the scenes. Where in Germany are you based out of?
We're a bit north from Stuttgart is where we're based.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the south of Germany with many forests and I wouldn't say mountains, but hills.
Okay. I have a cousin who lives in Hamburg. And I went to I flew into Frankfurt.
Oh yeah, that's kind of the other side of Germany. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's Germany.
It's a beautiful city.
Germany is one of the few foreign countries outside the United States that I've been to. It was a long time ago though, so it's probably changed a lot.
I think you would still recognize it.
Well, I was surprised because I flew. This was like 20 years ago, but I flew into Frankfurt, and I was surprised. Like I expected Germany to be all white people. I was surprised by how diverse Germany was.
Yeah,
that's the first thing that shocked me.
Multicultural, yeah.
Yeah, but I had a great time. I at the time I was dating a woman from Austria. So I flew into Frankfurt and drove across the German countryside, beautiful countryside, like on the trains over to Austria. And I had an amazing time there. So.
Yeah, I can imagine for someone coming from America for the first time into a country like Germany, everything is just so small scale. So you have to imagine like when you drive through the countryside, especially, there's so much you can see, but there's not much in between those points of recognition. So from city to city, it's maybe an hour instead of 10.
Yeah. It's beautiful out there too. Another thing that I thought at the time was interesting is the graffiti art, because I'm a big fan of graffiti art, and there was like so much beautiful, like well done graffiti art, like all over Germany.
Yeah, we actually have some pretty sick artists right here. Yeah, I in all over my childhood, I had to ride the trains to get to school and stuff like that, and I love to just look out the window and see what you can find new on the train spots, you know.
Yeah, it's like here you'll see graffiti, like in LA I'll see graffiti, it's just like some kid just like did something with a spray paint can, it looks like garbage, but the graffiti there was like really well done, like airbrushed art. Like,
yeah, I can imagine that's because in Germany you have to imagine it like this. The artists have to make maybe way more effort because the cities are way smaller. but they have to make way more effort to get to know spots, to scout where they can spray, and then even to check whether there's police coming every hour or not. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, you guys are on top of the graffiti game out there. So
that's awesome.
Let's talk about Mavis. So
Sure.
you're the lead vocalist for Mavis. How long? I guess tell me your origin story. How did you guys start out? How did you start out as a band? How did you get together?
Yeah, well, actually, our founder and former guitar player Rob just had some ideas lying around. He had 7 years hiatus with other of his projects and didn't play music at all, other than for himself, you know. But we all, so the first iteration of Mavis, we all were 5 guys that knew each other pretty well from all their smaller local bands. So everyone just played shows together, and we knew what the other ones can do. And it started with the drummer, me, and the founder, Rob. And we were just fans of his style of writing modern metalcore. He only did the instrumental stuff in the beginning, so they were just awesome instrumental songs, and we had the idea of just laying down some demo tracks with vocals, kind of see where it can go. And it was pretty clear right from the start that we were such fans ourselves of the music that we thought, no, let's not just do an internet thing. Let's make it a band. Let's make it like this, what we can expect from the music, and try to build a career actually out of it. And this was an important thing we tried to mention every time we looked for new members. And still we are looking for, when we are looking for members or someone to join the band, it's a necessary thing to make clear that we are not just a local band. We are a local band, and we are newcomers for most of the people that know us already. But we're trying to make clear that the fun part for us was always to try to reach a next step, because we knew what we can do. Another fun thing was that always with all the members of Mavis, we are all based with our full-time jobs within the industry already. So some of the guys were producers themselves, or another one just is a booker. Me, I'm working in a recording studio, in licensing and stuff, and kind of more the industry behind the scenes stuff, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, we started to talk in like 2017, 2018, and then we took 2 more years only to plan out what we want to do and record stuff and do music videos. So we just wanted to build a basis for what eventually became our first 3 singles in 2019 and 2020. Yeah, and then some shit happened.
Yeah.
Because I don't know do you want me to tell the story like kind of up to date?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So well, just right after we released our second single and we're on the way to on the Autobahn already, we are on the way to our, I think it was the 5th show we could play, and we had a whole tour all through Germany booked. yeah, but on this weekend, we were just around 30 hours away, 30 minutes away from the club where we had to play. Yeah, and the phone rang, and it was like, yeah, that whole pandemic thing. Yeah, we have to close our venue for tonight, and we don't know when we can do anything. Yeah, and I mean, this affected every band. I know that.
Yeah.
But it was just the beginning of a long streak of failures with Mavis, because yeah, we tried to do to be optimistic, and at first, and we made plans to release or work on our debut record right in 2020, and we actually had a few more songs which we were working on, and then at the end of 2020, a whole other thing set us a few steps back, because our founder Rob, who started the whole project and who at this point wrote every song except the lyrics. The lyrics were always my kind of tea, my cup of tea. Yeah, he quit the band.
Well, great.
Because yeah, that's what we thought. No, he quit the band actually because we had some issues that we stumbled over, financing, and some of the stuff that didn't work, and all of the other guys were kind of on the side of let's just wait. We're gonna find another way to finance our record, and everything is fine. Yeah, but I guess at some point it wasn't enough for him, so he left the band, and yeah, we had talks which song remains with Mavis and which song remains with him to do other stuff, either solo stuff or with another band. Actually, he's releasing this music right now through his solo project, which is kind of interesting. It's great stuff. I mean, we're all on good terms now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it was a hard time, especially because we were really close friends.
Yeah.
And it was it was interesting, to say the least. Yeah, and then right after that, we were just losing members after members, and at some point in 2022, we were just three guys that also lost their studio to a fire.
Oh no!
With all our stuff. Yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, but somehow right after we lost everything and eventually became a two-piece with my bass player and me, we found a guitar player, and within a few weeks, I have to say, we were just getting off on planning another studio session for recording new songs. We finally found some ways to finance this, and yeah, eventually in 2023, this became Grief Is No Ally with our current lineup. And yeah,
okay.
I'm really happy we were resilient against all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a lot of roadblocks trying to prevent you guys from getting this record out.
And at some point, it felt like we were cursed. It felt like this is a sign from the universe to stop the band. But I don't know how. But maybe we just took it as a sign, exactly for the opposite.
Yeah.
To stick around and to always push through those boundaries. And that's. I think it shows on the record, and especially with all those emotions, because the songs on Grief Is No Ally are a mixture of all those now over 6 years of working through those experiences. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys eventually persevered and got the record out despite the world throwing all kinds of walls up in front of you.
Yeah, the interesting thing was also our label Rising Empire, which are great guys, I have to say, because they gave us all the time we needed, and they trusted us to finally put out an album everyone's happy with. Because they didn't push us with deadlines or something like that. They were really awesome in this time, because talks about releasing on a Rising Empire already began in 2020, and it was 3 years in which we were seeing the guys on festivals and concerts, and they were like more with a wink of an eye, you know. They were like, so guys, where's the album? And finally we have it. Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Let us just get over this wall.
And then another one and another one and another one. Yeah.
Well, it probably feels really good then to finally have a completed record that you're ready to show people.
Especially for our bass player and me, because we were around right from the start, and I had to go through all those phases. Yeah.
Keeping it together.
But it feels a bit unreal still. I haven't got the chance yet to finally hold the pressing in my hands. The pressing was just finished this week, and hopefully I will get a package soon. And just then I can believe that we made it.
You're waiting for something else to happen, like, oh, the truck with all your CDs got in an accident and exploded or something.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
No, you're over that hill. Well, I listened to the track Calypso, which is fantastic, and all the singles, Insight, Tortured Land, Furry Tongue, and Monsters. Those are all on the record.
Yes.
So the brief I got said that the title of the record stands for 11 stories of different forms of grieving, ranging from dark negative sides to positive and healthy aspects of embracing grief and letting go. Talk a little bit about that, about the themes in the album.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, all those songs on the record are a mixture of different people who wrote them over different periods of time and different states of mind, I have to say, or life steps in the life of one who created those songs. As you mentioned, Inside, Monsters, and Reflection were our first three singles, actually, and it's interesting because Inside was the first thing, or the first lyrics I wrote, and they are really personal for me, because I kind of try to put in words what founding Mavis was like for me, because I had really dark times right at this time in 2017, and we started to write this song in 2017-18, and recorded demos, and the song eventually is about how Mavis got me through a great depression I had. This is the starting point, and interesting and funny enough, this is now the opening track of our album, the last track was the last song we finished in the studio this year, but it's also a demo of our former guitar player who already wrote this song in, I think, 2012 or something. Oh, wow. And I had to talk him into making this Mavis song, and I think now it's one of the best songs we've ever written.
What's the title of that one?
It's Master Sense. Yeah. Okay. And it's actually it isn't called like the album, but it's kind of the title track, because I'm all into Easter eggs, and Master Sense, as well musically as lyrically, picks up some of the other songs on the record, with some motives or lyrical ideas, and spins them forward and combines them to what the title of the album means. So the title "Grief Is No Ally" was a working title, and I didn't think at all that this title would stick around, because I didn't even liked it myself that much at first. But somehow within the 3 or 4 weeks inside the studio, we were listening to the demos and rough mixes and the stuff all those songs changed into, and what the title was the perfect summary somehow of what those stories are, because ranging from very deeply disturbing feelings I had myself, kind of when I wrote Inside or stuff like that, or personal issues I had in relationships, which is interesting enough now the feature song of the album Limerent. It's always this two-sided thing, and also every experience we had as Mavis, it always was those two sides of fuck man, I sorry, can I swear?
Oh yeah
yeah, okay.
Speak freely.
I always thought, what now? I had an issue with whatever, and you want to stop everything you're doing at first. But with embracing grief in all those different forms, let it be a personal thing, let it be something globally that's going horribly wrong in this period. I think there's enough examples for that. On the album, the track that stands for such things is Monsters. But ranging from this or that, it always was those two sides of I hate everything and I want to quit everything, but also when I let myself grieve through everything I'm going through, I can let myself learn from it, and grieving was the thing that helped the most to get over losing my best friends, those two guitar players, to however what they're doing now, but those member changes, to losing everything we try to collect to make a stage production ready, and all our merch and equipment and stuff, to this unnecessary fire last year. But somehow we're now feeling more confident than ever that whatever may come, we can still keep this thing going. And we pushed through all this, and grief was kind of the red line through all those stages in Mavis, and kind of the red line through all those 11 songs right now on the album. Yeah.
So the theme is perseverance. Like, you guys kind of been through a lot of stuff, and you have the stories to tell about it.
Yeah, and it wasn't planned to become this. I would have to say loose concept of an album, but it is now, and we just realized this as we went through it. It wasn't planned that way, and we are really lucky that it now became this this collection of songs where you can kind of hear and feel the stuff we were going through in these times.
Where does the name Mavis come from? Is there any specific story behind that?
Not really. It was brainstorming, because we wanted something not too long, not too short, but kind of catchy, in Germany, most of our fans are still saying it kind of wrong, but it's also not that wrong to pronounce, because most guys say Mavis or Mavis. Yeah, but it's somehow untouchable, and we thought, yeah, it's a female first name, so it's pretty easy to understand that it's just what Mavis became eventually musically, because we try to look after something that's catchy, that's kind of metal, but also that sounds just beautiful, because it matches the vibe of our heaviness and also catchiness that we're trying to accumulate in those songs. Yeah.
Okay. Because when I heard the name, I have a cousin named Mavis, but I originally thought of Mavis Staples, from the Staples Singers.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah, we were looking up what we are finding when we're just looking for Mavis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Our first single was mixed up on DSPs with Mavis Staples' discography. Okay. So that could have been a shock for some of her fans. Yeah, but she's a great singer, and I appreciate her music, but there is no connection to anyone that is actually named Mavis. Yeah.
Got you. When I first listened to your music too, and you may or may not know this band, but one of the first bands that I thought of was Caliban.
Yeah, great guys. Yeah,
yeah.
I have been to many of their concerts. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was a big fan of theirs. Yeah, I mean, I have been for a long time. So.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't into all of their stuff, but I think I don't know if you know their album "Say Hello to Tragedy."
No.
It was maybe around 2011 or 10 that they put out this record, and I think this still to this day is one of the best German English language but German metalcore albums any band has put out. It's just the perfect mixture of a great sound, really driving metal riffs like you may hear in As I Lay Dying stuff at those times, but also with a modern twist to it. Yeah, and I think they still make awesome music, but they haven't reached this album for me.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, with all those bands too, they always have I'm trying to remember the song that I loved theirs. It's been a while since I've listened to them.
Maybe the feature with Mitch Lucker. I don't know. We Are the Many, I think it's called.
There was a song. There was a song of theirs. I think I'm trying to remember what it's called. I'll have to dig it up. I'd be doing myself a disservice. But there was a point when all those bands were huge, like Darkest Hour and Unearth, and you mentioned As I Lay Dying and all this kind of stuff, where I was spinning Caliban a lot. And when I read your bio, it made me think of them, and I went, "Oh wow, I gotta go back and revisit that stuff." Your stuff is great too. You guys are doing you guys have like you said, a more modern spin on the metalcore thing too. There's a little bit more dynamic, I think, to what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we're trying to not force ourselves into new perspectives of metalcore, because we at every time we knew we want to make a metalcore album. So there's no talking around this. But we're trying to never limit ourselves with what a metalcore song can be, and I think this shows especially in songs like Limerent, which is more a pop song with heavy guitars, I think. And otherwise there are black metal influences or the more techy stuff in riffs. It's not always those easy listening grooves, but somehow it still flows. And this was really important for every one of us when we were writing those songs. Yeah,
I think those kind of dynamics and those kind of little sprinkles of different elements are what make you unique as a band too, right? Gives
Yeah,
you an
hopefully, because we knew we don't have a gimmick or something like that. We just 5 or now 4 guys. We are just some guys trying to create the best music they can, and it was always just to push the boundaries of what we can do, and especially with trying to combine songs from different periods in our lives into one album that sounds, where every song sounds like us. That was an interesting challenge, to say the least. Yeah, but we somehow managed to get through it with the help of our producer Manuel Renner inside the studio here in Germany. And now Grief is No Ally, I think is one of the greatest milestones in my life, at least. Yeah,
that's awesome. So, and it's out December 15th.
Yeah,
everywhere, so people can check it out. Let me
yeah,
ask you this.
We kind of missed those best newcomer of the year lists or something like that. That's kind of sad, but yeah, let me just put it this way. Maybe we're gonna have less artists competing with us when we're releasing Grief is No Ally finally, because it was actually was planned to be released at the start of November, but we had to push it a bit away from that date.
Well, you can always get on next year's list too. I think if you come out in December, it's like
yeah.
And the lists are already being made in December, so it's like you go on next year.
And we're not planning to stop releasing new music too. So
yeah. What are you guys' touring plans? Do you see yourselves doing any like big national tours or European or North American tours next year?
Yeah, as we're, I have to say, as we're currently still self-managed and self-booking our shows and tour dates, it's not that much planned for the upcoming year, but the talks are already going. So we're planning to do shows all over Europe or the middle part of Europe, especially next year, and hopefully some summer festivals. Yeah, because those summer festivals, especially after the pandemic and this year, they really took off again. And I don't know if you know this, but I think Germany is kind of known for their exceptionally large Wacken or Rock am Ring and stuff like that. Yeah, we have some awesome festivals, and hopefully we get on some bills there. Yeah.
Awesome. Let me ask you this: what are your influences personally as a vocalist or just as a musician? Like, what are some of the? It doesn't even have to be metal, but what got you into music? What are you listening to right now?
Well, actually, when I think back to my early childhood and what people in my family say about me, is as I began to talk, I always was fascinated and talking about tattooed guys with skinny jeans, and I loved people that play guitar, and my parents took me to concerts of whatever music, and I was just so fascinated by it. So it was pretty clear that I want to make such music. But yeah, when you asked my mother, I had to learn classical guitar, and I tried to be a guitar player, but I was too lazy. So eventually I became a shit guitar player, but a decent singer and screamer. Yeah, and right from the start, I remember it was, I think, in 2000 or 2001 that MTV was running in our home, and there was Toxicity of System of a Down, and this was one of the earliest thoughts I have about music videos, and this stuck around with me. Yeah, and and I was really into this heavy music. Funny enough, I wasn't into the screaming, and this came way later, maybe with All Hope Is Gone from Slipknot, which was an awesome record. I think one of the first CDs I bought myself.
That one doesn't get enough credit. I love that one.
Yeah, me too. I think really many people say that All Hope Is Gone is an overrated album, or at least the worst album of their discography. But I don't think so.
No way.
No, it's an awesome record. And there are hidden gems on it. Let's say it this way.
Oh, I think is that the one that has The Blister Exists?
No, that's volume 3.
That's volume 3. Okay. There's
like
volume
that's
3.
An awesome record too.
Yeah, and it didn't get enough credit either. There's some great stuff on that one too. But I think what happened with Slipknot too is they're one of those bands. That first Slipknot record just like blew my mind when it came out.
Yeah,
because they kind of took what Korn and the new metal bands were doing and made it heavier and faster.
Yeah,
and then Iowa was even heavier than the first record, surprisingly.
And I think still to this day, Iowa is one of the heaviest records I have heard in my life. Yeah, and we
were talking the other day because I'm probably a little older than you are, but we were talking about older thrash, and this guy mentioned how we were kind of talking about how bands like Slipknot and Lamb of God carried the torch for Pantera into the new millennium, really.
Yeah. And I think, that's kind of the gateway to what metalcore finally became in like 2003 or 4, with all those bands emerging like, or getting big, I have to say, like Killswitch Engage and 2004 already was a year I got into Bring Me the Horizon and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, with their first demos, and then eventually Count Your Blessings, and that's when those were records with which I learned to scream. Yeah.
Okay.
And I always wanted a band, and as I was too bad to play guitar, I had to scream. Yeah.
Well, at least you tried to play guitar. At least you have that background a little bit.
I still play guitar as I'm writing some of the songs of Mavis. And especially when our guitar player left the band and we needed new music. So I had to relearn how to not in any way I can play as good as him, but I tried to emulate what he was doing when he wrote those songs, but in a different way, because it's a different person. So interesting that the first new singles, Tortured Land and Fairy Tongue, are still songs of our guitar player, but Calypso and parts of the upcoming album are from my feather.
Have you ever thought about trying to play and sing?
Yeah, I have, but I cannot. Yeah. The Mavis stuff is too complex to do so, even to sing alone, because I'm the only one doing vocals in Mavis and during our live shows. You need all concentration and breathing just for that.
And sometimes too, for the stage show, it's like you got to be able to move around and have that physical energy to go with what you're doing.
Yeah, and I kind of like to jump off the stage and just get into the crowd and move with them. Yeah. So your guitar would be kind of a risk to do so with that.
Yeah, then you'd be bound to the stage.
Yeah,
it's harder to move around like that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
All right. So as we, I guess we've been on, that's most of the stuff I have for you guys. I guess probably the last question I would have, or the last question I like to ask bands is, how do you see the future kind of for the next 6 months? What do you I think we talked a little bit about festivals and touring.
Yeah.
You got the album coming out December 15th. Do you guys have any videos or any new singles planned or anything like that?
Yeah, we actually we're gonna release another video with the upcoming album for another track, another of the new tracks, I have to say. And then yeah, talks are already going on behind the scenes with releasing maybe some remixes all through different genres. So or reimagining the songs already to even show a bit more of what we're capable of. Let's see how this works. Yeah, this is already going on, and we are already, because most of the songs, as I mentioned, were already written for the album. So we already have new stuff we're writing on. So yeah, hopefully 2024 is going to be a year of a bit more Mavis releases, a bit shorter times between releases, and a ton of shows. Yeah, because we really love to play live. Yeah.
Yeah, and that pandemic too. As the downside of it, obviously, it shut things down for a while. But I feel like the backlash to that now, like everyone's hungry for live music, and there's just like it's 10 times what it was, I think, before.
Yeah, but it took some time, and especially in our area in Germany, sadly, most of the venues with a capacity that's great for Mavis shows, because we are not that big yet to play arenas or something like that. Maybe hopefully in a few years or even next year, we will see how this goes. But the smaller venues, they had to shut down because financially it wasn't bearable for them. The pandemic just broke their neck. Yeah. And that's really sad, because even when you still have venues left, they are booked already for 2025, and making plans is exceptionally hard right now. Yeah.
I mean, that happened all over, man. They just closed a venue here in LA called the Viper Room. That
really? I know this.
Yeah.
I haven't been there, but yeah, everyone knows the Viper Room, I think.
Yeah, Johnny Depp owned it, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
And it's where River Phoenix died, and
yeah,
I've seen a lot of shows there, but it's tough all over. I mean,
that's really sad.
Yeah,
man.
That's like a landmark spot on the Sunset Strip. They're closing down.
Yeah.
They closed House of Blues on the Sunset Strip a couple years ago.
Wow.
In the Key Club, like a lot of venues over the last few years.
Here too. Some of the venues that are around since the 70s and stuff like that. Yeah, they just couldn't stick around. Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. There's, on the other hand, there's some new spots popping up. Like I just saw, I don't know if you know the band Baroness.
Yeah.
I just saw them play at a venue in LA called the Bellwether, which is a new venue that popped up. So, hopefully, it sucks to see all those historical places go out, but hopefully some new spots pop up.
Yeah, I think the scene and the industry is a breathing, living thing.
Yeah,
and somehow it will get through all of this, and somehow it may be a bit darker times now for live music, but it will eventually get better. I'm sure so, and fingers crossed that we will have some new venues popping up in Germany as well. Yeah.
yeah. The other thing that's great, and I talked about this yesterday with the guy that I interviewed, is the metal community and just the audience, people who listen to heavy music. It's such a tight-knit community. And it doesn't matter who you are or where you're at. I feel like when you go to a show like that, it's just so cathartic and so rewarding on so many levels. And the people are also so great. And so it's
a global thing as well.
Completely.
I don't think there's any country in the world where you can't put up a metal show with people coming and kind of have all around the world the same energy.
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah,
It's
that's awesome.
it's a great feeling. So it's cool that you guys made it through the tough part and now you're ready to get out and
Yeah,
enjoy the
and
fruits of your
hopefully
labor.
it shows for everyone. Yeah, because when Grief is No Ally will be out, yeah, that's a stone falling off my heart, yeah, on my chest. Yeah,
You're just like waiting for that copy to get here. Please, truck, don't get hit by lightning.
I'm sitting on yeah. I cannot wait.
Awesome, man. Last question. What is there anything, do you have any hobbies or do you do anything interesting outside of music? Like do you hunt or do anything weird like that?
Um, in all of my childhood, I really, yeah, maybe the most interesting hobby is in all of my childhood, I collected Legos because I love
Legos.
to play with Lego.
Okay.
And yeah, you may be seeing it right in the back, and I started to this way. Yeah, I started to collect again and to do mocks in the pandemic, just as a therapy, kind of. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm really into that. Also, I'm a big nerd for Star Wars. Not only for music, but for Star Wars and Marvel and stuff. Yeah, that's my cup of tea.
Awesome. Have you ever been to Legoland out here in San
Yeah,
Diego?
just funny enough, I haven't been all my childhood, but my brother took me this year
Oh,
for the
wow.
first time. Yeah, that was an awesome day.
It's if you're into that, it's so cool the stuff that they've
Ye-
done with just Legos.
yeah. Hopefully, I can somehow go to Denmark one day and visit Billund and the city where Lego is coming from. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're from Denmark, and
Okay.
actually, it's not that far from here, but for someone in Europe, it's far.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, they have a Legoland there too, and the House of Lego and stuff, and it's a really big museum, and it's, I think, the biggest Legoland they have in the world. Yeah, I love this stuff, man. Yeah, I don't think even it's just to play it. I think it's really great for therapy reasons.
Yeah, yeah. A
Yeah,
lot of stuff like that. Building, constructing anything.
yeah,
It's like the
it's
reward.
just, it gets you into a headspace so relaxing, and yeah, as you say, the reward to have something built with your own hands in this small scale, and to be able to do so wherever you are on the world is really awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we've been on for almost an hour, man. Thank you so much for the time. I've
Yeah,
enjoyed
thank
talking to you.
you again for having us. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I really hope to see you guys live. I mean, I don't know what the chances are of me getting out to Europe next year are, but there's a small chance. But if you guys
Yeah,
get over
just
to the States,
yeah. If you come to Europe, just DM us. I think we can arrange something when you have dates or plans. But yeah, maybe hopefully within the next years we may tour overseas. So let's see.
awesome. Well, and also please come back through and talk to me again when you guys are ready to release something new or you have an
Yes,
announcement about a tour. We'd love to talk again, man.
we will gladly will do so. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, everyone check out the singles are out now. The single Calypso is fantastic. I listened to
Thank
it
you.
a few times, and the album comes out December 15th everywhere on all streaming platforms. You can probably pre-order CDs. Are you guys doing
Yeah.
vinyl?
Yeah, we have a really beautiful colored vinyl also to
Awesome.
pre-order. Yeah, you can check it out through different mail orders, or I think Amazon has it as well. So you should be able to pre-order in the US as well.
Yeah, we'll tag you guys on Facebook and stuff so people can click through, and I'm sure you guys got links and all that stuff there.
Yeah.
We'll help you help people find it for you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Phil, thank
Appreciate
you
that.
so much, man. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk soon, hopefully.
You too. Thank you. Bye. Have a great day.
Take care, my friend. All right, everybody, that is it for Phil from Mavis. Make sure you get out there and check out their singles that are out now, and check out the new record out December 15th. And we will see you next time. Keep it brutal.